They said Charlie done killed them all but one. But they never said why. Out here, truth don't always survive for the telling.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Are you the, Dr. Bragg running this here operation? Name's Jack. Heard about the mine you own around here. Thought I might come by and introduce myself.
That's me. Pleasure, Jack. Want to introduce you to somebody. This is Bronco Charlie Riley, resident outlaw and one of my partners, but you can call him Charlie. He's seen more storms than most.
I just come down from San Francisco. Not long ago, heard about these vigilance committees out here. Folks taking the law into their own hands when there's no judge around. Hard to put faith in the folks around here.
I want you to set down your trials and happenings in these mines. You're part of something greater. Remember that.
Bragg believed the hills had secrets. He said men like Charlie were made to dig them out. Charlie hated the sun. Said it burned his eyes, even when it was cloudy. Claimed it was a condition. I thought maybe he just didn't like being looked at too long. He was colorblind too. Never could spot gold with his eyes. Maybe that's why he chased it so hard. They say it started with a shimmer at Sutter's mill back in '48. John Sutter struck gold. Sure, it sparked the rush, but it did him no favors. Turned his riches to dust, and his name to a footnote. The railroad came through in '69. I headed west with a head full of stories, tall tales about men like Wild Bill Hickok and John Wesley Hardin. By the time I met Bragg, the hills were quieter, but the stories hadn't lost their shine. You ever hear about the Sandy Creek Massacre? Back in '64, I think it was. U.S. Army come down, slaughtered a whole Cheyenne village. Folks say it was brutal, but they covered the whole thing up. And then before that, there was the Mexican War back in 48.
Oh, yeah. My dad fought in that one. It was 46 to 48. He believed in manifest destiny, thought it was God's will to expand into the West. Now we just get up to trouble.
My pa used to say there's more than gold in this land. There's the scars of all that fighting and pain that come before.
Yeah, and those wounds, they don't heal. They just stick in the land and stick in the men. Folks are far from healed.
Makes you wonder if what we're doing out here is worth it. Or if Bragg's just got us.
Don't you bite the hand that feeds you. Bragg's the one giving us this opportunity.
He'd meet Bragg at night. I never knew what they talked about, but Charlie always came back quieter and angrier. Charlie couldn't tell gold from any other metal in the dirt. Said it all looked the same after a while. That's what scared me. Charlie's eyes lit up like he'd struck heaven itself. But it wasn't gold, not really. Just some copper vein of full shine. I knew better, but I didn't want to ruin his moment. I knew there was no fooling Charlie. It was copper, but his mind was made. The gold he chased wasn't in the dirt. It was in the tales we told ourselves. He wasn't wild. He was quiet, like he'd made peace with what he was about to do.
In the late 1800s, Benjamin Franklin Bragg, once a doctor and horse trader, moved to California with a keen eye for opportunity. He made his early fortune selling horses, including some to the famous Elias J. Baldwin. But his most fateful deed came when a Native American chieftain, after the tribe had been pushed off his land, traded Bragg the location of a hidden mine in exchange for a string of Baldwin's racehorses. Bragg followed the lead into the rugged hills near the Tehachapi Mountains. There, he opened a secretive mining camp, far from the reach of law or maps. To help manage the labor, he hired outlaw Bronco Charlie Riley. Then the murders began. Years later, Charlie was overheard in a desert by boasting that he had paid them all off with bullets, and he was shot dead not long after. The bodies were never found. Until Annie Rose Briggs, a desert prospector and historian, took up the trail. In the 1930s, she uncovered 2 skulls near an abandoned shaft and became convinced that they were the remains of Bragg's forgotten workers. To her, the legend was real. The mine, the lies, and the violence that followed. But the truth remained elusive. There was no hard evidence of the murders Annie claimed occurred, nor proof that Bragg's mine ever even existed. While historical records confirm that Benjamin Bragg was in fact a real person, appearing in the 1900 United States Census and the 1884 California County Marriage Records, there is no solid trace of Charlie Riley. Annie never revealed the location of the journal she claimed to have found. Some said she made it all up, another tale spun to entertain desert crowds, but others believe she knew more than she let on. and whether it was gold or ghosts buried in those hills, her story still echoes. Because Bragg's legend is more than a mystery, it's a reflection of the American frontier itself. In the years after the gold rush, as settlers pushed westward, stories like this played out again and again. Land taken through shady deals, justice left behind in the dust, and truth buried beneath ambition. The West wasn't just won, it was bargained for, mythologized and stained, and the desert as always remembers.